Hello everybody, I'm Eric from Well Actually Eric. If you didn't know, I spent my entire Valentine's Day cooped up in my room, alone, making this video. Barely nobody is going to see this thing. Barely anybody is going to care. Do I care? No. Something is severely wrong with me.
Indie games. An independent video game or indie game is a video game typically created by individuals or a smaller development group without the financial or technical support of a large game publisher, in contrast to a AAA developer. Some popular examples are Cuphead, Dead Souls, Isaac, Hollow Knight, Shovel Knight.
No. No, we are not. And Undertale. Never forget Undertale.
Now, you probably clicked on this video and immediately thought, oh, this is just going to be an entire video about how corporatism and greed is destroying the video game industry. Which I will address, but my points will go way beyond that. So let's get down to it. So come and follow me down this rabbit hole that is my ranting. Okay, I will just get this out of the way so we can move on to bigger and better things. Yes, over monetization and cheap ways to take our money is really bad in the video game industry.
Yo, I got the new B-Bro 6! Oh, this is classic. I mean, the first, 3 games were absolutely amazing. Then the 4th and 5th one kind of dropped off in quality and was kind of got a lamer plot. But I got hope in this one. The advertisements were really good. So, let's put it into our console and let's watch the fireworks. Huh. Hold it! In order to play this game, you're gonna need a battle pass. Who are you? Who, me? I'm the microtransaction fairy. So, like the tooth fairy? Kinda like the tooth fairy. Except instead of teeth, I steal your money. So, how much does this battle pass thingy cost? Oh yeah, you're gonna need a battle pass, yeah. Those cost about half the actual game's price. Oh, here. Yeah, and in order to access the multiplayer, you're also gonna need this super rare chip thing. Yeah, almost nobody has it. Fine. I'll take 2 for $20. What's in here? What's in here? What is this? Oh, those? They're super normal beanies. They're almost one in every other box. What? There's 2 of them in here? Really, man? Whoa! See if this one's any better. What are these? What are these? You there. You got the 1 out of 3 super rare slippers. Okay, they're super rare. Okay, that's cool. How much would they sell on the actual market? They're absolutely worthless.
But I will defend them for a second. Bigger companies have more money that they spend on video games, as well as more employees, and I'm not an expert in economics, but I did motivate a ton of people to invest in GameStop. I'm not an expert at economics, but I'm pretty sure that they're trying to keep up with their stockholders to, keep the company alive and healthy. I'm not saying that they're completely in the right to be subjecting us to such cheap ways to monetize their games, but neither am I saying that they should be treated as heartless monsters who only want us to suffer. They don't just cash out with a giant check with all the money that they make. They have to pay their workers and fund all the equipment that they have to use. It's only when a game has sold enough that you can pay off all your debts and give all of your workers a designated money bin, and you decide not to make another game in the series for over 10 years, that in which I start to have a problem. Seriously, Valve, where is Half-Life 3? I just wish that they didn't do it in such indirect and shady ways. A man goes to Japan with his three friends and sees three restaurants that they've never heard of before. One man goes into a restaurant and loves it, and the others go into the restaurant as well because they know it is safe. Now there is no need to go into the other two because, they don't know those restaurants and they know this one. This is the gaming industry most of the. Wait, why am I a bell pepper? This is the gaming industry most of the time. For example, FPSs. We all know at this point that the industry has been flooded by first person shooters. Some franchises making annual releases. But do you know why? Long ago, there was a series known as Call of Duty, which was a cool boots on the ground shooter that got a lot of attention and praise. So, Activision did the right thing and created another game, and another game, and a new franchise of that game, and another game. And then other companies stepped in and they were like, hey, look, this company is being super successful with this series. Let's create our own series. And then they just kept on doing it until it was saturated to the point of death. Do you get what I'm trying to say here? Because the first person shooter genre has been done a lot and to great success, tons of other people will now go into first person shooter when making games. They don't want to take risks. And so they just choose first person shooter because they know it's not going to be dangerously risky. But with indie games, it's less about the popularity of the genre and more about the artistic style of it. Now, most indie games are passion projects. That means that they have much more creative freedom and leeway to do more interesting things with their environments. Now, let's look at some environments that the AAA companies have created. Generic Space World, World War II, The Desert. Okay. We get the point on that. Now, let's look at some environments that indie games have come up with. Haunted Animation Studio, a collection of islands, homes to a ginormous dragon, a clown, and yes, even the devil. A white palace that holds a ton of chainsaws, buzzsaws, and of course, because why not, a bunch of spiky spikes! Ah! Hey, I'm not saying that the AAA companies I talk about can't have interesting environments, but I feel like there's much more creative freedom when you're not confined to trying to get the best formula, which is just a copy of somebody else's perfect formula. Now, here, I don't really feel like I am in a place where I can talk about interactions between big developers and their fans, because honestly, it's a complex thing where the franchise is being pulled in so many different directions by their fans that the creators can never get a congruent idea of what they want, and that can cause some serious problems. But what I can say is that indie games, a lot of the times, are solely built off of the fans that want to see them. For example, Hollow Knight was solely built off of a Kickstarter that raised over $58,000 for the project. That is absolutely insane. And that is only from the people who wanted to see it happen. One of the only reasons why such games as Cuphead or Bendy and the Ink Machine came to be is because of the motivation that the fans gave to the creators. And that's probably one of the best parts here, the collaboration and the involvement within the people. Now, this is one of the weaker points in this video, but I think it's a great story. 2014. A man is almost bankrupt and working at a general store, with a failing career as a game developer. He made one last ditch attempt at an indie game. Out of nowhere, that game became a hit. So he created a sequel, and several book series, and hopefully, sooner or later, a movie and drove Matt Pat absolutely insane with over 50 theory episodes dedicated to his creations. This game, if you haven't realized it already, within 3 seconds of me saying my first line, was Five Nights at Freddy. And the creator was Scott Cawthon. These are really cool challenges to overcome. To make water into wine, to make gold out of air, and to make a masterpiece on a shoestring budget. These people, when making these games, don't have 60 workers on the project. They don't have millions of dollars worth of equipment and technology. Most of these people weren't even the highest in their field. But yet, they overcame the challenges and created such works of art, for better or for worse. Now, to me, there's two lessons that we have to take away from this. Number one, indie games are the new representation of what the gaming industry should be. They should have fresh, new concepts and new mind boggling ideas and worlds to explore. They should bring together communities instead of dividing them, and they're works of legitimate art that cannot be expressed in any other way. Now, I have been beating down big video game companies this entire episode, so I just want to say this. I don't want you guys to take away from this video that all big companies are bad and you should only support the little guys, because the people running these companies are not robots, nor are they mindless beasts that only want us for our money. But the people running these companies are people. People trying to be successful, people trying to keep a company up, people trying to not make mistakes, but inevitably they do. Some of the most heartbreaking and some of the most awesome moments in my gaming career have come from these big developers. So, today, my second lesson is this: people may be misguided in the way that they do things. A lot of the times, they have a reason besides, what you think. You don't know what that person has been through. You don't know why you're doing this. And so don't assume that it's because they're evil or greedy. They're just people. Big companies are people. Small companies are people. We're all just people. Whatever people may be. I'm Eric from Alex Eric. Have a good day.